Okay. Yikes, that was a little tight. Yeah, but here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons. Okay, like nobody's gonna understand that joke. I understood it though, yay. Let's see. I don't want to dump those important papers, and I don't want to dump this pizza. I ate pizza for dinner tonight. I wasn't going to, but it sounded really delicious. So, and my husband got a coupon for half off pizza. So I said, oh, I have to get half off pizza. Oh, it's pizza. It's my favorite food in the whole world. My favorite food. I love pizza. It was really delicious too. So no regrets. No regrets. Yeah, so this week was a little crazy. So we had I don't even know what happened this week. I'm completely blanking now. What I am going to try to do is I'm going to try to I made a YouTube channel, and because I think a lot more of my students use YouTube rather than Instagram. And there's Kazumi and her husband. Hello. So I think more of my students use YouTube than they do Instagram. I still like the Instagram platform, and I'm going to continue to use it. But I think I'm not sure if I can do past lives, but moving forward, I'm going to, after I finish recording this live, then I'm going to make a copy and move it over to YouTube, because I think these lives are only stay on the server for 30 days. So I don't want the lives to go away. I kind of want them to be forever in the internet ether, and so that people can enjoy them or learn from them anytime, even after I die. Ugh, creepy. But yeah, so so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But again, more new stuff, more things to learn. So it's difficult. And then I had this weird thing happen just last night. I woke up and my hand was super itchy. I was and I looked, and I don't know if you can tell, but you can't really see. So my left hand is swollen. So it's a little bit bigger than my right hand. So I can bend my finger pretty well now, but my pinky finger. Oh, Junko, hello. So I wasn't able to bend my pinky finger very well last night, and it was super, super, super itchy. So I asked a couple of my friends, and I asked my husband. I said, what do you guys think? Should I go to the emergency room? And they said, no, it's okay. Megumi's here. Hello. And I said, should I go to the emergency room or is it okay to wait until later? And they said, it's probably an allergy. So it's not an emergency. You don't have to go to the emergency room. So I was happy about that, because it was literally 3 a.m. So I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital at 3 a.m. if I don't have to. So yeah, but it's still swollen. Like you can see, because my knuckles are really wrinkly. They have lots of wrinkles, but this one is kind of smooth. So yeah, it's so scary. But I don't know why. So even this part of my hand it's a little bumpy, but I didn't touch any weird plants, and I didn't touch anything. I didn't eat anything different. I didn't start taking new medications. I didn't change my laundry detergent, nothing new. So I don't know where this came from. So it's still a little bit itchy, but it's not as bad. And I was thinking maybe a bug got me or something, but I couldn't find any little bite marks. So yeah, I have no idea. So yeah, I just don't know. So let's see. So, Rowan, you want to be in the video, but unfortunately, this is a one-way video. So, yeah, sorry about that. But if you have any questions, Rowan, you can please send them to me, and I will do my best to answer them. So, let's see. Oh, I need a drink of water. That pizza was really salty, but it was so good. It was worth it. So yeah, so that was kind of my week. It was busy and yeah, lots of things happened. I was just having oh, Rowan said I'm a cute teacher. Well, thank you. I do my best. Not really. But let's see. Yeah, so yeah, so this week has been crazy. The weather has been getting more and more humid, but yeah, so my least favorite season is coming. I don't like summer in Japan. It's the humidity really, really kills me. So I'm hoping that that I'm not just sweating so much. Not in my lives. I don't care about, well, I do care about not sweating at all. I hate sweating. I hate being hot and sweaty. I love the beach, though. I do love going to the beach. So maybe, but Corona, but I want to go to the beach. What should I do? I don't know. Okay, so let's see. So I was just until the live started, I was quickly making my slides for you guys, going through my idea book, my little idea book. But look at how many topics we have. So these were the topics last time. Oh, let me do the flip. Haha. So these were the topics last time, and then these are the topics this time. I've got a lot of slides for you guys today. Okay, so let's get to it. So I'm gonna flip this back because I think this one is fine. Okay. So first, of course, dun dun dun, welcome to the live, yay! If you have any questions at any time, I know sometimes I speak really quickly. I'm sorry, I do. It's just something I do. But if you have any questions, please send them down in the comments and I will answer them if I can, okay? If not, I will get back to you. All right, let's take a look at the first point. Fluctuation. So yeah, I chose this kind of cool galaxy looking thing today. I thought it was cute. So fluctuation, do you know what this means? This is something that just last Saturday we were talking about. Fluctuation, when I think about fluctuation, I think of like up and down, okay? So, last week I had a bit of a headache, and I had a headache on Friday, and Thursday and Friday last week. So I don't know why. I think it was kind of stress and stiff shoulders, but yeah. So now I'm okay. But my student also had a headache. So it was very interesting, but her explanation was the fluctuation in the temperatures. So the fluctuations in temperature at this time of year give me a headache. So for her, she gets headaches when the temperature keeps going up and down throughout the season. So this happens. It's just one of those things. So let's see. So next, let's talk about. I have lots of slides today. So it ended up working out. So this workout does not mean exercising kind of workout. It's a different kind of working out. So it ended up working out. So what this means, and let me see. So this means so it resulted in a good outcome. So it resulted in working out a good outcome. Okay, so it ended up working out. Oops. What did I do? I muted myself. Sorry. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Choose a different asset. Okay. Talking about lace. Lace. Is lace a noun, meishi, or is it a verb, doshi? Turns out it's both. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I had done something to my comments and I couldn't see them anymore. So lace, we usually think about the noun. We think about, it's lace on fabric or not lace. Yeah, lace on fabric. But it's also a verb. So we can lace your fingers together. I can't really do it today because I'm swollen. But you can lace your fingers together and stretch or something. But you lace your fingers together. Or you can also lace your shoes. So to lace your shoes, So to lace your shoes means to take your shoe and put the shoelace, that's another one, so shoelace, right? That's the noun. So you take the shoelace and you put it in the holes, and you put it in the holes. That's called lacing your shoe. So you're lacing your shoe when you first buy them, not very often. Do you lace your shoes very often? I don't. I do one time, and if I can get the shop staff to do it for me, I'm really happy. So be careful though, because lace is not braid. So that's this is a little bit of programming language. So when you put the exclamation point equals, it means not equal. So it's not equal to braid. So a braid or a plait. So plait is kind of UK English, I think. It could be regional, but I'm not sure. So a braid, so if you take hair and you divide it into 3 sections and you kind of weave like this, that's a braid. Or I think it's UK English, a plait. Yeah. I've also heard plait, so I'm not sure. So it could be Australian English, could be UK English, could be American English too, just not in California, not where I'm from. All right, so that's a different thing. But what do you think? Okay, so we have braid, plait, and lace. But what about a straw hat? What about a straw hat? What do you do with a straw hat? Do you braid a straw hat? Do you, what was the other one? Do you lace it? What do you do? As it turns out, it's neither of them. Instead of braiding, you weave or you make a straw hat. So to weave, it's very similar to braiding. So to weave means to kind of take this and then go in and out. But braiding is like 1, 2, can't do it with my fingers, I'll break them. So like 1, 2, 3, and then mixing them together. But weaving is going in and out. So There's lots, if you see a loom, they're weaving on the loom. So a loom, Loom, where they pass a wooden slat through the fibers, through the strings, and then chunk chunk. So they and then do something with their feet. I don't know, a loom. I don't know. I can't describe a loom. But anyways, so yeah, that's also weaving. So it goes in and out. Next. We were talking also, I'm sorry I didn't have time to make this beautiful, but hopefully it works. So talking about, we were talking about cherry trees well after the cherry trees have already finished, but we were talking about them anyways. And this came up where it was flowering, what was the difference between flowering and blossoming? So flowering is where right now, the hydrangeas, ajisai, are flowering, right? So you can see the little flowers that will be, or the little little bits that are going to be flowers, but they're not flowers yet. It's just this little buds popping out. So popping out into little clusters. So you have those, it's flowering now. So ajisai is flowering now. In probably a few weeks, they'll be blossoming. So it's kind of, you can start to see the flower and it's starting to open. But bloom it's open all the way. So first you have flowering, then blossoming, and then finally blooming. So just to kind of demonstrate that again, so it's the flower, it's just, think about a rose. Okay, so a rose, it's very easy. Everybody knows a rose. So the rose bud, right, where it's just like this is flowering, because you can count. If you have a rose bush, you can count how many flowers there will be on that bush. But then let's take one. Okay, so it's flowering. It's not open at all. When it starts to open, it's blossoming. And then when it's all the way open, it has bloomed. So, and then it dies. So, yeah. Actually, first before that, it usually goes to seed, unless it's a bulb. So I think roses, I don't know. I like flowers, but I don't know much about flowers. But no, because rose is a bush. So what a rose would do is it would seed, seed. So the seeds fall to the ground after it's, and then it goes away. Let's see, so then it just dies. Let's see, okay. Keep a close eye on. This is a really good one, and it's very applicable to me, so I can apply this to my life right now. Because my swollen hand. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on my hand. And I don't think that even, did that one? That didn't even, I didn't save, did it? Darn it. Oh no, okay. Yeah, so to keep a close eye on is to pay attention to. So to pay attention to something very closely. So to keep a close eye on. You can also say to keep an eye on, right? So for example, if you have a friend with, and they're playing, you have a friend, they have children, right? You're all at the playground, right? And the kids are playing and the mom has to go to the toilet. So she might say to you, please keep an eye on the kids while I go to the restroom, right? So then you would just watch the children, make sure they're okay, and then mom can go to the bathroom and then come back. Thanks so much. So to keep an eye on. It doesn't even have to be a close eye. If there's a baby, sure, a close eye. But if they're children and they're playing, they're fine. Just mom has to go to the bathroom and then she can come back. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see. What else? So yeah, so I'm going to be I'm keeping a close eye on my hand. So I'm watching how I can flex my hand and if the swelling is going down or if it's increasing. So I really have to pay attention to and watch this very carefully. So yes. All right, next topic. Dun, dun, dun. This was a good one. Worthwhile. So something that's worthwhile is something of value to do. So I think I'm hoping, I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm hoping that doing these lives is worthwhile for my students. So worthwhile for my students, for people who aren't my students, who are thinking about English. Sure, it's great. So I hope that it's worthwhile for you guys. Let's see. Oops. No, I don't want to end my live video. Whoops. Thankfully, they didn't just do it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm teaching a student TOEIC right now, and we're using a couple of different books. So my advice to him was that working towards a high score on your strong TOEIC parts is worthwhile. So I'll give you an example here. I've got the books right here. So let's see, I'll stop sharing for a second and I will flip. Aha! I'm getting better at this. So what we're using right now is this book here. So listening, and I really like this book a lot. It has all parts of 5, 6, and 7 in here. So all the reading parts. It's really good. You can do each one 3 times. If it doesn't say ETS right here, I don't bother. Because so many companies just want your money. I'm not about that. I don't want a company who just give me money and maybe I'll improve your score. No. I don't do that. So this one I also bought. This is the listening portion. This is parts 1 through 4, I believe. Yeah, parts 1 through 4. So this is all the listening and it's got CDs and stuff. But what I recommended to him, because for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to, the 2 reasons are this book, actually both books, in order to really get the full benefit from these books, we go through them 3 times. So I'll show you on one of these that we haven't done yet, because I don't want to show his name. Okay, so for example, section 15, okay? So we have, part 5 and then part 7. So this one has like a 1, 2, and 3, how many times you've done it, what your score was. And I keep a personal sticky note for him and his scores. So that's what I do for here. And I'll continue to do that. And I put the date on it and things like that. So we can use this book 3 times. So it's a good value too. So this book is not very expensive. It's 2,000 yen. So 2,000 yen for this book. This one is also 2,000 yen. So I really recommend these ones. But I do recommend having a teacher. Honestly, it doesn't have to be me. If you don't like me or whatever, or you have another person that you can do this with, that's fine. I'd like more business, but I'm not going to die. So, but I do recommend having an instructor to go over this with you, because this does have the answers. Well, they have the answers in Japanese, but what they don't have is explanations. So why it's incorrect. So that's something that you can't really self-study that. you do need to get direct feedback from a teacher, and hopefully somebody that has a lot of experience with this as well. So that was the first reason, so that we can use this book between times, so he has time to forget these answers, because sometimes it can work against you if you are, because he's a very smart man. So what I want to confuse his brain and to not memorize the answers. So to not memorize the answers, but to really learn why. When you learn why, you can achieve more. So, yeah, so I recommend this one for him after. So one time through this one, then one time through this one. Another time. Third time, finished. So yeah, one, give his brain enough time to forget the answers. It's a good thing to forget the answers, because you want to understand the process, you want to the process and the technique. The process and the technique, those are the most important things, not memorizing answers. Memorizing answers will hurt you, okay? It will hurt you. Also, for this one, this skill for him is pretty high. So I don't recall offhand what his goal is for TOEIC, what his score goal is. But if we can maximize his listening score, it will benefit his overall TOEIC score. So even if this is easy for him, that's great. That means that his score will be really high on that. And then we've done this one, and getting those techniques and the practice. The practice is so critical. Yeah, so, and then that way we can really kind of maximize his TOEIC score. So I don't know, in terms, we do two, each book has, the reading one has 20 lessons, and the listening has also 20. So each one has 20 lessons. We do 2 lessons a week. So it's not so difficult. We have a little free talk, and then we do 2 lessons from the book, and then it's fine. Then we finish. So he's getting a lot of good practice each time. Okay, so that's enough of that. The plugging my lessons. So let's see. So next, so this was something that was on. This was in the TOEIC book, and it said on the premises. What does this mean, on the premises? So what on the premises means is at this location. So at this location, on this property, okay? So usually it's going to be you can or cannot do something, okay? So the example that I have here is for smoking. Smoking is forbidden on the premises, okay? And I don't know why it should be on premises, because premises is 2, I guess. I'm not sure. Sorry. But yeah, but this is one of those set phrases. So on the premises. Yeah, so I when it's set, I don't really question it, which I need to be more observant. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got next? Okay, so this is kind of cool. We were talking about, this is a lot of information, and hopefully people's comments are not, let's see, can I make it smaller? No, I can't make it smaller. Oh well. But we have, if you can't see it, just go back to, in the not live broadcast, it'll show. So we have super, we have very, really, or quite. Then we have the baseline. I'll explain in a second what that means. Then we have pretty. Then we have a little, kind of, or a bit. That's also UK. So let's think about hungry. Okay, so I'm totally not hungry because I already ate dinner. But if I say I'm super hungry, right, or I'm so hungry, I really want to eat right now. That's what I just want to eat. I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to eat. If I'm very hungry, so this goes from strongest to weakest, strongest to weakest. Super is the most, so I'm super hungry, right? Very. Are you hungry? Yes, I'm very hungry. Yeah, I'm really hungry. Yeah, I'm quite hungry. Then the baseline, I'm hungry. We don't have any modifiers for that. And then we have pretty, right? So are you hungry? Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. So I'm not exactly hungry yet, but I'm almost there. So I'm pretty hungry. Or I'm a little hungry, I'm kind of hungry, I'm a bit hungry. So we can use this for neutral adjectives, neutral. So for example, hungry, interesting, it was very interesting, right? The lecture was Amy's lecture is very interesting. But what we can't do is we can't use it for things like positive adjectives, things like delicious. It was pretty delicious. So, we can go over. It was super delicious because maybe it's not grammatically correct, but I've done it anyways. Or it was really delicious. But if it's pretty delicious, a little delicious, kind of delicious, no, we don't use it. We can say tasty. Tasty is neutral. Super tasty, yeah, that works. It was pretty tasty, yeah. So, or good. A little good, it sounds weird, but kind of good. It was kind of good. It was pretty good. Yeah, so this is really kind of good. Oh, these have a name, and I forget what the name is. They're like object modifiers or something. I don't know. Grammar. Ugh, yuck. Next. Okay. This is kind of funny and kind of, I was so angry this day. Book it. What does this mean to book it? I'll give you a hint. I'm not talking about a hotel. I'm not talking about making a reservation. I'm not talking about, making a reservation. I can't think of anything else. But, so, so book it. Book it. And did you notice here? So I'm going to show you my mouth. So book it. So I'm not saying book it. I'm saying book it. So book it. So I want to teach you guys this because I know I've taught some of you, but I haven't taught everybody about. This is a speech pattern. I'll just tell you about it real quick, and I need to make a slide. But basically, when there's a consonant sound at the end of a word, so consonant is the opposite of boing. It's not boing, it's the other one. I always forget the name. I don't remember the name for consonant, I'm sorry. But it's not boing. When there's a consonant sound at the end of a word, and then the next word starts with a vowel sound, boing, then that last consonant sound goes over to the next word. So it, so when we say book it, actually I'm going to flip myself because then I can, this way is the way you guys are looking. So when you say book it. So B-O-O, book it. So book it. Book it means to go really fast. And I was so angry that I had to book it. Oh, it was terrible. Book Okay, let's see. I see what it did. I see what it did. Did you see that? Oh my God, crazy. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, still learning. Yay. So I didn't want to be late, so I booked it to the station. Oh, this was on Wednesday. Oh my God, you guys, it was terrible. So I went and I had been, due to various circumstances that, yeah, they were kind of my fault. I had been, well, kind of, had I taken the earlier, bus, I would never have been late, but because I missed the early bus, I tried to take the on-time bus, and the on-time bus didn't come. So I had, yeah, I had like a couple of days where, yeah, I had a couple of days. So, Megumi, if you have questions, don't request to be in the video. Write your questions in the comments, okay? So the request is to be split screen. So Amy is here and Megumi is down here. So I don't think that's what you want. Nope. Megumi, Mayumi? I'm so bad at names. Yeah. So let's see. Wait. Oh yeah, Mayumi. Sorry, Mayumi. I called you Megumi. I know Megumi. She's really sweet and I miss her a lot. She's a big Baystars fan. I love her. Yeah, so Mayumi, so it's not video. If you have a question, ask in the comments. Type it in, okay? Yeah, so I knew that Wednesday was a holiday. So yes, I didn't want to be late, so I booked the station. So I knew Wednesday was a holiday, and that was fine. I was okay. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna go. And I didn't think about the buses being on a holiday schedule. And normally I will ride my bicycle to the station if the weather is fine. But it might have started raining, so I said, I'll just take the early bus. I have plenty of time. No problem. It's going to be great. I get to the bus stop, and I'm like, okay, I'm still on time. No problem. And I'm waiting for a few minutes, and it's a little bit late. That's fine. It happens. A man walks to the bus stop. He looks at the bus schedule, and he keeps walking. Wait a minute. Does that mean? So as soon as I saw that, I said, it's the holiday schedule. Oh my God. So I checked on my phone because my phone has this like GPS for where the bus is. It's amazing. I love it. But it said that if no, so it said that the next bus was going to come at like 10:30, and I needed to be in Tsurumi at 11. So I'm like, no. My schedule is I need to be at Yokohama Station at 10:30, not catching a bus like way over here. Like, no. I don't have time for that. So, how can I explain? So there's Yayoi-dai Station. Let's flip it. Flip. Okay. So we have Yayoi-dai Station, Ryokuen Toshi, and here's my place. So it's kind of like this triangle. So I'll flip it again. And yeah, so I usually will either walk or take the bus to Yayoi-dai, or I'll ride my bicycle to Ryokuen Toshi. So it goes, Yayoi-dai is first, then Ryokuen Toshi. It takes 2 minutes. I know, it's 2 minutes exactly. So the guy left, and I said, oh my God, I checked. no, the next bus is going to come at 10:30. So I said, okay, what about the one going to Ryokan Toshi? And that one was like, oh yeah, like 10:30 or something, like 10:40 or something. So I was like, I don't have time to mess with buses today. I don't have time for it. Oh, so I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh my God. So I'm looking and I'm looking, are there any taxis? And the road that I'm on, it's a little bit of a main road, but there's not so many taxis. It's kind of countryside. So I said, well, shoot, there's no taxis. What am I going to do? So I said, well, I have an iPhone, so I can try to find a taxi. I used to have an application. I didn't know if the application was still there. It logged me out. And so I said, okay, can I just log in? And they said, no, we don't know this person. So I'm like, I don't have time. So then after I'm playing with this application, going to Ryokan Toshi, I saw the bus going there. And I'm like, you mean I could have taken that bus so easily? I was so angry. So I said, oh my God, it doesn't matter. I have to get to my class. So I said, okay, I have to take my bicycle. So I dashed back to my apartment, got on my bicycle, and I was booking it for real. Like, I was just like, I'm like, please, I don't want any kind of cars or slow people. Like, please just make the way clear for me. And so I'm just riding my bike so hard. And I made the train. So I was so out of breath. My asthma was pretty bad that morning too. So I said, it doesn't matter. I have to get to my class. So yeah, it was so exhausting. So yeah, that day I was just like, oh, I'm so tired already. I just used all my energy just getting on that train. But I was so happy I caught it. I was like, I made it. Yeah. Yeah, so book it. I don't use it that often because I don't usually book it. That day though, yeah, it was time to book it. Can't be late for class like that. Okay, next. I need to drink of water after that story. Whew. Cinco de Mayo. Does anyone know Cinco de Mayo? So, this is a Spanish phrase. So it means May 5th, the 5th of May. So, in the US, this is a big, big, big party day. When I was growing up, I thought it was Mexican Independence Day. And that's probably what most white people think. Because we learned it in school. Like, we learned that in school that it was Mexican Independence Day. It is not Mexican Independence Day. I had to look it up because I still don't remember. It was Mexico did win a big battle in 1862 versus the French. So it was, yeah, more popular in the United States than in Mexico. Yeah, it's not popular in Mexico, but Americans were like, yeah, drinking tequila and yeah, just going really crazy and wearing colorful sombreros and yeah. Yeah, so the Wikipedia page for Cinco de Mayo, if you want to read on it, it's really interesting. Yeah, so it's basically it's gone away from it's Mexican Independence Day, which it's not, to we're celebrating Mexican and Mexican heritage and culture and Mexican Americans and yay, everybody's Mexican for a day. So it's kind of like St. Patrick's Day, they don't really celebrate it in Ireland. But in America, we're like, St. Patrick's Day, everybody wears green and drinks green beer, and we have a parade, and we've really made it American. It's not, it's very interesting to me how we have these festivals for other countries, but it's really for us because we just want to drink. So it's a party holiday. So yeah, it's not Mexican Independence Day. So don't let anybody tell you that. So yes, let's see here. Okay, so next one we have flat tummy. So this was very interesting because one of my students, she has a great figure. She's a little bit older. She's older than me, and she has this fantastic flat tummy. So so I wouldn't say flat stomach, though I could. But because I said, wow, you have such a flat tummy. It's more feminine. So it's more of a girly way to say. And because I'm a woman giving another woman a compliment, I can use kind of cute language. So tummy is more like, kind of for children, but also for women. Women can use it. If it was a man, then he might say like she has a flat stomach. But we can say, oh, your tummy's so flat. So yeah, I'm just like, oh, I wish I had a flat tummy. So nice. So yeah, and she has children. She has children, and she has this flat tummy. I was like, oh man. And I've known her for quite some time now. I said, my goodness, she was wearing a shirt that was tucked in. And I was like, wow, your tummy is so fantastic. I was jealous. I'm like, I want a flat tummy. I'm never, ever, ever going to have a flat tummy. Never. It's just not for me. Sorry. I wish though. Just, please, bing, flat tummy. Yay. So happy. Okay, next. All right, so then next is to fall out of favor. So to fall out of favor means to... It's interesting because we have this... to fall out of favor is to become not the common phrase anymore. So it used to be the common phrase. Now we've gotten away from that. So the example that we had in my class was, how do I say this again? Was danjo byodo. Danjo byodo. So that term has fallen out of favor because now we have more non-binary people and people who don't identify as a man or as a woman, but maybe in between or maybe both. Like it's become a lot more complicated than simply just man or woman. Which one are you? So, I feel very fortunate because I was born a woman. I was born a girl, but I was born a girl. I've turned into a woman. I identify as a woman. So I don't have these kind of very complex, not critical, complicated things to live with. And I really feel for people who are going through this kind of thing and really reshaping the world. And I support them 100%. I have many friends they're very young usually. And I have transgender friends. I have non-binary friends. And they're just lovely people. They're just like me and you. Doesn't matter. They're just people. I don't really understand it. A lot of it. I don't understand a lot of it. because I was born a girl, I turned into a woman, but I do support people who are struggling through this, and I want to help them and support them as well, and say like, you're fine as you are. So you don't need to try to be either a man or a woman to fit society's expectations. Also, that's the American in me speaking too. So yeah. So let's see. Next. Here we go. So we're getting close to the end now. So we have constrict versus restrict. This is a little bit complicated. So I would say that people can be restricted, but movement is constricted. So restricted versus constricted. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So actually it's the same example, but just in two different ways. Let's see here. So we have, our movement is currently constricted by the Japanese government to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So our movement is currently constricted. So our movement is restricted? Not really. Now I was going to say, if they put like a handcuff on us and tied us to the door and said like, you can't go anywhere, we are restricted, not our movement. So our movement is constricted, okay? But at the same time, we can say, we are currently restricted by the Japanese government to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So we are currently restricted. It started raining. Yes, so we are currently we are currently restricted. We are not constricted, we are restricted. So it's really tricky. If you make a mistake and say we're currently constricted, don't worry about it. It's fine. All right, we have our final slide. My heart goes out to her. One of my students was talking about her friend. So her friend had some sort of brain, it was an artery in her brain burst. So scary. And it could have killed her, but she survived, which is good. However, her right eye, it moves inward. So it's only looking in, and she's lost her sense of smell. So my student's friend calls my student every day crying about her illness, and I feel very bad for my student's friend. So I told my student, my heart goes out to her being my student's friend. So my heart goes out to her. This means that I want to give her comfort. So something bad happened to her. So I want to show her my support. So my heart goes out to her. So we can use this in many different ways. In 2011, my God, my heart went out to the Japanese people, all the Japanese people, because I was still in the US at that time. And it was really just the horror of not just the earthquake, but also the tsunami. The tsunami was the worst. And then the nuclear power, people had to leave their homes they look fine, but you can't live there anymore. It's like, sorry, you can't live there, but it's my home. Sorry, you can't live there now, bye. Like, what? So yeah, my heart really went out to all of them. And the people who are still rebuilding from the aftermath of that. So yeah, it sucks. Life is difficult. It's difficult for most people, but yeah. So yeah, but yeah, wow, I did just about an hour. Whew, whew, whew. Oof, that was a lot of topics. Does anyone have any questions? Send me a comment if you have any questions. I'm really hoping I can save this one and then put it onto. How did I do that before? It wasn't. I didn't make a video and then upload it. No, it was a live video. Because I did it with the very, very first video, with the very first live that I did. I'm not sure. So much complicated, so much complicated, so many complicated things with technology and becoming popular on the internet. Ugh, so weird. But yeah, I did learn quite a lot of things, and I want to give a special thank you to Kazumi because she helped me a lot with giving feedback about this live. So yeah, so now I can, hopefully it's a little bit better this time. But yeah, you'll have to tell me tomorrow what you think. So yeah, keep spreading the word, and let your friends know that this happens every Friday at 8:30 p.m. or what is it, 20:30? How do you say that? Like, I just read it, but I don't think about 20:30. I just think 8:30 p.m. So yeah, I don't know. Yep. So let's see. Oh, I know what I'll tell you guys about. I'll tell you about this show that I've been watching. It's about, so do you know reality TV? So there's a reality TV show called Project Runway. And what Project Runway it's a fashion, it's kind of fashion, but it's a reality show. It's a reality show, game show, competition for fashion, sort of. For example, the reason I say sort of is because sometimes they give these aspiring fashion designers, so people who really want to become famous in the fashion world, which is a very difficult thing to do. They give them these kind of sometimes very crazy challenges. So this last challenge I watched, which is all the way back from like 2005, I went way, way back. And they said you have to make a dress for a garden party. Sounds easy, right? A garden party dress? Sure, no problem. But, so here's what we call the twist. So the twist was, so a twist is an unexpected change. So it's not just a garden party dress. They didn't take the designers to a fabric store. They didn't take them to a fabric store. They took them to a garden center, a florist. And they said, these are the materials that you must make your dress out of. It's like, what? Are you serious? So it's very interesting. So I I like it. It's I know. It's one of my guilty pleasures. So a guilty pleasure is something that you enjoy, but you're not necessarily proud of liking it. So I do like Project Runway, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure because everybody is so, well, they're pretty nice to each other, but they can, because of the pressure of the competition, they're like, you're not my friend, and give me this, and it's mine, and yeah, so, or they'll be very, very catty, catty. They'll be very catty about, oh, that person's dress looks terrible. Mine's so much better. So It's not really quality TV, but it's very fun to watch. And it's different from like a cooking competition because even if something looks delicious, I don't know how it tastes. So, but for a fashion, for fashion, you can see they have models and they go down the runway and come back. So you can really judge the quality of their work because you can just see everything and you've watched them make it and things. So, on NHK, what is it? I think Itere, maybe. There's the Sewing Bee. The Sewing Bee is a British, kind of like Project Runway, but yeah, less so. It's not quite that much. But yeah, so I like Project Runway, and I've been trying to watch it so that I can do exercise on the treadmill. So so I can just have something just like watch it and not focus on walking. Yeah. That's the goal. But yeah. So that's what I wanted to tell you about. We'll end it on a high note. Yeah, so I know who wins this. So there were like 15 seasons, I think, and I am on season 2. So season 2 was when I first started watching the show. That's where I started, was in season 2. So I know who wins, but it's still fun to watch, especially because I haven't watched it in years. So it's very fun to watch the drama and all of the fighting and all of the tears and all of the happiness that they still share. So excuse me. Yeah, I think my voice is going. Ugh, good Lord. Okay, before I die from coughing, I'm gonna stop. That was crazy. Maybe I have pepperoni in my throat. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this week. Keep spreading the word. Hopefully I won't die next time. Gah. But yeah, so keep sending your question. I got no questions this time, you guys. But yeah, send questions, comments, complaints. Amy, wear makeup. No. But yeah, anything you want. This is our time. So yeah, I will see you guys next week. Yep, spread the word and check it out on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can do that now. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you next time. Send those questions in the comments, and I will see you next week. All right? And probably, actually, basically everybody watching now, I'll see you in the next couple of days. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.